You said where the high value women at? Behind that preposition.
What do you guys do for Memorial Day?
Behind that
I was
preposition.
in the Hamptons about I was shooting a campaign, so I was in the city.
The high value women would see that statement and be like, ah.
I'm also down to go to that place Georgia was talking about.
See, I listened to what 50 said. I listened to what Curtis Jackson said, and it wasn't insulting. He was stating his preference.
A FaceTime sesh together.
And the thing is, why not just say, if this is what men like him want, and if I want a man like him, you're going to have to give him what he wants. I have yet to hear women in mass, when you hear a lot of sisters, especially older sisters, say black men say we're angry with this, with that, we're hard to cooperate with, we're not submissive. All right. Then if you hear this, why don't you become that? You hear what, it's not as though you don't hear what these guys are saying they want. Let's just be real. You don't feel as though you have to give it to them. Because far too many women in our culture feel as though they are above the men. This is a culture thing. More than a race thing, it's a culture thing. You don't have to respect. You can say, I'll respect my man and I'll submit to my man. Yeah, but you'll give every other group, every other man in the culture, your butt to kiss. And that's not how this thing works. And sadly, while you have between 16 and 29, men have between 18 and 90. What are you going to do? Because it's not as though he said something wrong or was being overly rude. But if he decides he wants to go down the path and do something different, he has the option. So that's most. Hey man, you can't type in all caps, man. You can't type in all caps at the time you're out.
Oh shit.
Hey man, if you come in here typing in all caps, Wallace, type like you have some sense, man. You're gonna have to go.
Brought to you by Rogue.
Come on, Tom, let's go!
What is that?
Work, Tom! Work faster! Do you want to be the best?
I want to be the best.
A week, you get paid astronomical.
Uh,
Do an Instagram post, and I made quite a bit of money. That's why I sold like.
You love Derek Jackson? Okay, cool. Enjoy. Look, man, I don't have problems with people. I don't have a problem with. If you like somebody's content, I think some of the things he says is dangerous to women, especially older women. They aren't getting on tonight. They're like, oh, I don't want that part. So, what else was I going to say? I was listening to, I'm not going to say the woman, but I want to get back to this other part. Older women, and when I talk about older women, we're talking about from a marriage standpoint. That means women over 30. 30 years old is old to be contemplating a first marriage. Go to matchmakers, wedding planners, anybody will tell you that's just what it is. It's old to be planning a wedding. Okay? Like I said, we got to start calling things what they are. And again, I heard a woman talking about the wall. That men hit the wall too, and how.
See, you got
if you're a
women that never even heard shit like this.
The wall isn't the wall for you. This notion.
Never realized that they should be doing certain things by a certain age.
That you can make up rules to suit you just because you. Again, notice how when women like this begin to speak, they want to change things because they've aged past. See, when you still have time, you don't care. If you're 22, somebody says the wall, you're not really sweating it. But when you're 29 and somebody says the wall, then you got a problem with the concept of the wall. Why? Because you wasted those years. The wall exists for a reason.
That's facts. See, you gotta be real if you want growth. If you want change and move on in life, you gotta be real with yourself. That's facts.
The wall exists for a reason. Yeah, Derek Jackson graduated high school in 2007. Yeah, that's another thing. I gotta say, I'm looking at you women with a side eye who really listen to what he says. He just turned 30. And especially older women listening to him, you know, you should know better. The women that can listen to him, really, if they were in their teens to early 20s, sure.
Our latest chef-inspired creation is cuisine fit for
There's no way a guy who just turned 30 can tell you anything.
the highest quality ingredients and crowned with
Not for the most, not for the entirety of women. Let me say that.
the everyday
The
into
wall.
extraordinary with fancy
I mean, I heard this woman, you know, you're just wrong about the wall, and a man can hit the wall too. If a man's money is not right, he's at the wall. Yeah, but see, he can always go get more money. You can't go get more time. You can't. A man can get himself together inside of a year, inside of 3 years, turn his entire life around.
They don't
Can't
get
do
it.
that.
She
Again,
don't get it.
age gap dating. The group of women that have the women have a problem with it because they can't do it.
Gotta understand the conversation.
Older women dating younger men know that there is no future in this. It is just a short time, but again, they're wasting the most valuable time. If a woman's dating a man 10 years younger than him, when he decides he's done with that, she just wasted her time. And what you're gonna notice is it comes
Damn.
down to time.
Wow.
Patriarchy, gender roles, traditional values, all comes down to time. So go ahead. If I got something wrong on this high value thing, go ahead, join in. But see, the thing is, Hidell, if you type in the caps, man, it's gonna block you. If you type in caps, it's going to block you.
Think of New York, I feel like everyone thinks of Georgia. Or probably most people think of like Gossip Girl, but that's
And
about Georgia.
Charlie coming tonight?
He keeps saying he's 15 minutes away.
It'll be 15 minutes, wait for 10 years.
I said it the other day. Who can tell you sisters the truth?
Was throwing, and then
Who can tell you the truth?
7 hours late.
All right, this is your second. You need hello. All right, this is your second time. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, Tamika.
Hi, Kevin. How are you?
Hey, how are you? How many times have you called into my show?
I think this might be my third time. The first time you weren't hearing me so well. The second time we had a discussion. This is my third time.
We've had two discussions. So what can I help you with?
Mm.
You can Venmo this, or you can Venmo that. You can Venmo this, or you can Venmo that. You can Venmo this, or you can Venmo that.
I have a question. You make a statement sometimes.
Hold on, Allison. I will get back. I'm gonna put you back in the waiting room, Allison. You'll be up next, okay?
Sure, no problem.
No. You can stay. You can stay to me. Go ahead, to me. Go ahead. I make a statement that. Go ahead. Ask your question.
So I've heard you say quite a few times that unmarried women will generally die alone. But based on my observation, if
What's
a
the
woman
question?
is younger,
What's the question?
so
What's the question? I don't need a statement. Just give me the question.
wouldn't a married woman who is much younger than her husband
What's
die
the
alone
question?
as well?
But she got a chance to be married and have a life and have kids. It's not a trick question.
Point where I'm kind of a real adult.
1 out of 3 black women married. That means 3 out of 4 will die unmarried, i.e., die alone. It's 75% most.
Mm.
It's 75%.
Okay, I was just saying.
It's 75% most.
Mhm.
Sure. Yes.
Okay, so if most black women don't marry in their lifetime, won't most black women die alone?
I agree. I'm not disputing that part.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm just saying if a female is much younger than her husband, it is likely for him to pass
Well, it's
away
not the
before her,
same.
and she will
Okay,
die
okay.
alone
So,
regardless.
okay.
That's like two
You're trying to play tit for tat. It
Mm.
doesn't matter. She got married. The other ones didn't. Focus on the one. Okay, you're not married,
No,
and this
not
is
married.
and I would say this topic likely bothers you.
No, it doesn't.
Then why are you okay? Then what is your ultimate point? That hey, all everybody dies alone. Well, if you want to get technical, Tamika, everybody dies alone. No one dies with somebody else. That's not the point. See, let me explain something to you. Many black women are like you. You always have to be right. You're gonna
Playing
still argue when you're
around,
wrong on the facts.
being
If you look in
goofy.
the chat room, everybody's saying, "What the
She
fuck is
know what he
wrong with this
mean.
woman?" Most black women die alone, and you're still talking about, well, a woman who gets married to an older man and he dies, she still dies alone as well.
Goofy.
For the most part, I agree with all the things that you say.
Thought she was funny.
This just particular part, it's almost
Get off my show. I don't give a shit if you agree with most of the things. This is ridiculous. I'm not gonna sit here and argue with
I'm
your
glad
ass
he cut
about the fact that
everything
most
off.
women are gonna die alone
I'm
if
glad
they
he
don't get
cut her
married.
off.
Wasting my time.
Cause she
Again,
sound
you see,
goofy.
it doesn't matter if you're right on the facts, even if they agree with you. You're right. 1 out of 4 will get married. That means 3 out of 4 won't. So the 3 out of 4 that don't get married will die alone. Instead of just saying, yeah, but isn't that just as bad as if one of the ones that got married? See what they're trying. It's almost like I heard this argument where somebody tried to make being a baby daddy and being an in-home father the same thing. We try to make dysfunction normal so we don't have to feel some
That's
way about it. If
crazy.
that is not a dysfunctional ass culture, I don't know what it is.
That's
And you called
wild.
me 3 times. I remember your calls.